Hello everyone, welcome to the basic Python tutorial series. In this video I'll be going over 3 very basic Python commands. That'll be print, variables, and comments. So the print is print, open parenthesis, and then quotation, and then whatever you want it to print. So if we do hello world, and then close that off, and save and run, over here it prints hello world. We can have it print multiple things by just print howdy. If we run it again, it prints both of them. It's very basic. If you do print and then just that, and then print and have something else, print, then basically this line doesn't have anything to print because nothing like that was specified. So if we run it, it just has a blank space. So that is the print line of code, or print command you can do. Comments are basically ways of telling other people what your code does. Alright. So that's one thing you can do with a print function. Another thing you can add are comments and variables. Comments are these, you write them in order to explain what your code does. So you start by putting the £sign or hashtag, and then you can type whatever you want, and Python will ignore what you type there. So if I print, and then just, George. So if this isn't commented, then it'll say George here, then hello world, then howdy, and then something else. But if we comment this out and then run it, it skips it and just starts off with hello world. We can do that with whatever line of code we want. So if we don't like the space right here, then we can just comment that out instead of deleting it, just to see if that works better for us. And see, it's gone now. Now, generally you want to use comments to explain what your code does. So what you would do is just comment and then print hello world, and that's what that line of code does. And then you would also do something along the lines of print howdy, and then print a blank line. And you can do this however many times you want, but generally you want to stick to not commenting on every line of code you have, and then just more goes. like a general overview of what that section of your code does. And then it has absolutely no effect to your code. If you want to comment out large chunks at once, you can highlight them all, and then Control 3. Alt 3, nope. Shift 3, nope. Control 3. Okay, so on most editors and IDEs, you can select a large portion of text and then hit Control 3, and it will automatically comment out all of it. And then highlight Control 3, no. And then Control 4 again to uncomment them. Another thing we can do with Python is called variables, and there are 3 things you can do with variables. You can assign them, change them, reference them. And call them. Now, assigning a variable is very easy. You give the variable a name, and then equals, and this can be, so let's say we want to set an age for someone. You call this variable age because that's what we are going to be setting the variable as, and that's going to equal 23. It can be a number. It can be true, false, and it can also be text. So if we want to do name, then we would do the quotation marks, and then just like that. Now, there are several ways you can call them. We can do that with if-else statements, or we can do what we're going to be doing today and just print them. So we can do print, open parentheses, and instead of doing the quotations, we are just going to put the name of the variable and then the parentheses. Make sure whenever you are calling a variable, you don't accidentally mistype them. Like this one, older than 29. No, that is older than 20. Capitalization is also important. So if we do capital D there, we'd have to do a capital D down here. So just keep that in mind. And also print name. Now if we save, if we run this, 23, because our age is set to 23 over here. True, because older than 20 is equal to true. John Smith, because our name is equal to John Smith. And then if we change this to George Smith, and he is not older than 20, but actually 3, then we can, it'll still show up instead of just the fixed ones, like these print statements up here. And then, of course, to change them, you would do exactly like you would do to assign them. So let's say we're just listing out some people. We're going to change the age to 45. Older than 20 is now equal to true. And their name is going to be Greg John. Right. Don't forget to put that in quotations. And then you can save and run. Right, and then we, of course, need to print them again. And so you can see we're printing the age older than 20 and the name up here, changing it, and then doing the exact same thing again down here. And when we run it, it will print George Smith and then Greg John. So that is going to be it for today's basic Python tutorial. Mess around with this. Be it for today's video. Next week I will be talking about if-else statements and loops. So if you would like to learn more about that, subscribe. Continue to, I guess, just mess around with this on your own. Let me know what you can come up with, and I will see you later.